I hope I'm being audible right now because I am wearing my retainers and my fan is on because it's so hot. Why do I speak like this? I am filming this probably more than 10 days since the last clip that you've seen. I fell sick for a few days. I literally could not stand up nor speak, and I had my mom take care of me. I'm just able to like get myself up and moving now. So I'm filming this now. And I really want to document how I learn my basic languages. Now I am trying to learn French. J'étudie le français et le coréen. 저는 한국어를 10년 동안 배웠어요. It has helped me a lot, especially when my family and I went to Korea in 2019. I was basically their navigation because I was the only one who can read and understand Korean, especially when like ordering food or asking for directions. Years of studying Korean on my own has paid off. Also, I did my makeup today after days of not doing so, and I have this little headband on, and I wore green. I wore this thrifted shirt from a thrift shop on Instagram, and I just have these earrings that I bought somewhere, I can't remember. So basically, if you click on this video, I'm assuming you wanna learn a new language or you're in the process of learning a new language. And I guess my job here is to like give some tips, some tricks, some mistakes I've made that I am gonna tell you. So like I said, I use Duolingo for my lessons in Korean and now also in French.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
It's a helpful app for me. I use it on my laptop and on my phone. It gives me an outline on what I need to study. So that's probably my tip number 1. If you're gonna start learning a language, find a suitable application for you because there are many applications online. Like in school, you have a curriculum of what you should take for a specific semester. I think Duolingo is kind of like works like that because it gives me like an outline on what I need to study. Compared to when I was studying on my own, I had no direction. I'd skip over to basic phrases already without knowing the basics of the alphabet or without familiarizing myself with some other important details on learning a language like the grammar structure or basic alphabet, basic pronunciation of the letters, basic formation of sentences. I think those are the things I have overlooked when I first studied Korean in 2012 because I was such in a rush to be conversational that I had forgotten to study the alphabet. So that's the first mistake I've ever done. The second mistake that came along with it was me not being able to sustain it for quite a few years before I started to study seriously again. It's really important to write whatever you're learning, so that's the second tip I'm also gonna give. You should always write on your notes or on your laptop everything that you learn so you can come back to your notes and actually review them for retention. You wouldn't go in circles in studying a language. Like you wouldn't go back to square one every time you jump to a new lesson because you forgot a lesson. So writing is really recommended for me. That's actually just the basics.
가족이 있습니다. 남자는 인기가 있습니다.
남자가 멋있습니다.
The next tip I'm probably gonna give you when learning a new language is to practice what you've learned. At the end of the day, you should be able to like come back to your notes and practice what you've learned. I know it's hard to like find someone to have conversations on when it comes to learning a new language, but for me, I learn by talking to myself. I just record myself and listen to myself speak. And also practice like the diction and the pronunciation of the letters and the words, and to practice like my sentence formation. Probably one of the few tips I'm also gonna give when it comes to learning a new language. Also, one tip I'm gonna give you if you're learning a new language, especially if you're also learning Korean like me, is to try to study or to familiarize yourself with K-dramas or K-pop. With me, sometimes when I listen to K-pop, sometimes it just comes along as passive, because for the longest time I wasn't able to understand the lyrics of the song. Like, I often would search it up on Google, but right now that I'm trying to advance more in my Korean, I try to absorb the lyrics of the song, and surprisingly, I am able to like understand some words or some sentences on the verses. And also in K-dramas, when it comes to conversations, I'm also able to understand what they're saying without even looking at the subtitles. When those texts pop up on screen, I also try to read and comprehend those. It helps me a lot in practicing whatever I've been learning. And also, like, if you're gonna learn a new language, make sure you have a connection to this language, because this is something that I don't know, it's something I haven't heard much from people when I was learning languages. But disclaimer, I'm not reliable, so you can choose to take my advice or you can choose to not take my advice. It's completely okay, but this is what I think. Like, if you're gonna learn a new language, it should be something that you resonate with, something that you actually want to learn, because learning a new language is not that easy. It would take you so much effort to like understand and actually absorb another person's language. My friend is texting me. So yeah, that's what was I saying? Yeah, so if you're gonna learn like a new language, it should be something that you actually want to learn. It makes it easier for me to actually absorb and to sustain my interest in learning this certain language. For Korean, how was I able to sustain that for 10 years already? I started in 2012, so I've been learning for 9 years now. And how was I able to sustain that? Basically, just because I am interested in Korean culture as a whole, like not just K-pop, not just K-drama. South Korea has been really one of my biggest and longest running interests. I'm even part of an organization in college that promotes South Korean culture and Filipino culture alike. Shout out. I'm done with my Korean lessons in Duolingo, so now I'm just gonna move on. Now I'm just gonna move on to my French lessons.
Comment ça va, Marie?
Oh, I just saw a tweet, bro. Hold on. I'm sorry if the camera angle changed because I had to check something on Twitter, but I guess that's it for this video. Everyone can definitely try to learn a language, but it really takes a lot for a person to actually sustain and learn a language on a deeper level. To me, it has been helpful in expanding my vocabulary. I already speak 3 languages. I speak English, Filipino, Mangalatok, which is a native language here in the Philippines. I also speak Mandarin and Hispanic. I've learned those in school, but like I said, like these languages are something I kind of not resonate to in a deeper level, so I wasn't really able to sustain those languages. So I guess this is the end of the video. Like I don't even know if I had shared enough insight. If you do have any questions or if there's a language you want to learn, just let me know in the comments and I'm definitely gonna reply. 그럼 지금까지 아르파 bye outro. Now I just gotta figure out how to take like a good thumbnail. My hair is a mess right now, but I kind of forgot to like add this very important detail. This is probably like my final tip into learning a new language, and that is that if you are gonna start learning or are in the process of learning, just don't rush and just enjoy the process of learning and taking things slowly. In that way, to me at least, like you won't feel the pressure of having to learn something just for the sake of learning it, you know. Learning a new language to me should be enjoyable. So I take things slow and I digest things slowly, just enough for me to absorb and retain everything. I hope everyone has a great night.